There is a strange moment in a woman's life that changes everything. It doesn't happen suddenly, it happens quietly. One day, she simply stops chasing people. She stops sending the first message. She stops explaining herself. She stops trying to convince people to stay. And strangely enough, something unexpected begins to happen. The same people who once ignored her suddenly start paying attention. The same people who took her kindness for granted begin treating her differently. But why? Why do people start valuing someone only after they stop chasing them? Is it pride? Is it psychology? Or is it something deeper about human nature? In today's story, we'll explore what truly happens when a woman stops chasing people and why that moment can transform her life completely. Part 1. The Woman Who Always Tried. Let's imagine a woman named Sarah. Sarah was kind, supportive, and always available for the people she loved. If a friend needed help, Sarah was there. If someone needed advice, Sarah listened patiently. She believed that being kind and loyal would make people appreciate her. But slowly, she began noticing something painful. The more she tried to please people, the less they seemed to value her. Messages were ignored, plans were cancelled, and sometimes people only contacted her when they needed something. Sarah began asking herself a question many people ask at some point in life. Why do I give so much, but receive so little in return? Part 2. The Turning Point. One evening, Sarah sat alone thinking about her relationships. She realized something important. She had been chasing people for years, chasing attention, chasing approval, chasing friendships that were never truly equal, and suddenly she decided to try something different. Instead of chasing people, she would focus on herself. She stopped forcing conversations. She stopped trying to fix every relationship. She simply stepped back. And that decision changed everything. Part 3. The Psychology Behind It. Human psychology works in fascinating ways. People often value what feels rare. When someone is always available, their presence can feel ordinary. But when that same person becomes emotionally independent, their value suddenly rises. Philosophers like Marcus Aurelius often spoke about the importance of self-respect and inner strength. He believed that a person who depends too much on others for approval loses control of their own happiness. But the moment someone finds confidence within themselves, they become powerful. Not loud, not arrogant, simply powerful. Part 4. What happens when she stops chasing? After Sarah stopped chasing people, several things began to change. First, she had more time for herself. She started reading more, learning new skills, and focusing on personal growth. Second, she became more peaceful. Without constant drama and disappointment, her mind became calmer. But the most surprising change was how people began reacting to her. Some friends who ignored her before suddenly started reaching out again. Some people began treating her with more respect, and Sarah realized something important. People often respect those who respect themselves. Part 5. The Lesson Every Woman Should Remember. The truth is simple but powerful. Chasing people rarely creates genuine relationships. Real connections happen naturally. When a woman values her time, her energy, and her emotional peace, she sends a message without speaking a single word. She shows that her life does not revolve around pleasing everyone, and that quiet confidence becomes incredibly attractive. The ancient philosopher Lao Tzu once suggested that true strength often appears in calmness and simplicity, because those who truly understand their worth no longer feel the need to prove it. At some point in life, many women experience the same realization Sarah had. They understand that constantly chasing people only leads to exhaustion. But the moment they stop, the moment they choose self-respect over approval, everything begins to change, not because they demanded attention, but because they finally discovered something much more valuable, their own worth. Before you move on, sit with what came up for you. If a name crossed your mind, if certain memories resurfaced, if your chest feels heavier right now, there's nothing wrong with you. You're not weak for feeling this way. You're not confused because you lack clarity. You're confused because you've been living inside inconsistency. Understanding why someone stays after hurting you doesn't mean you have to keep making space for the pain. Awareness isn't an invitation to endure more. It's permission to protect yourself. You're allowed to want safety, honesty, emotional steadiness, not apologies that repeat, not closeness that never repairs. You don't need to wait for someone else to become emotionally ready in order to choose peace. You don't need one more explanation, one more sign, one more hopeful moment. Sometimes the clearest answer isn't what they say. It's what keeps happening. Let this be the moment you stop questioning your instincts. Let this be the moment you trust what your nervous system has been trying to tell you all along. Love should feel grounding, not disorienting. Care should feel consistent, not conditional. Your feelings are valid, your boundaries are allowed, and you deserve a love that doesn't make you doubt your own worth. Awareness is the first step toward emotional freedom, and clarity is how healing begins.